pinnacle of human perspective.
Welcome to Unbiased and on the Fence. I'm Shane. Thanks for joining me. Well, I had other plans for a video, but evidently someone wants me to do one about fear. And I did one about anger a few videos back about, how we need to be aware of our anger. Well, it's the same way with fear. We want to be aware of things that have us resonating in fear and worry and doubt, and understand that, most of the time, things work out anyway. And if they don't, you're dead, so it doesn't matter anyway. The gig's up at that point, and you see it was all a big play. So that's sort of one of the things I always say, because undoubtedly I always have people close to me that are worried, and I end up having to sort of say, hey, relax, there's nothing to worry about yet. There's tornado warnings, and I live in Tornado Alley, so, and not to be insensitive to people who have actually had, a tornado tear apart your house or devastate your life. But you're in a minority. That doesn't really happen too often to people. I mean, most people get the warning and never get affected like that. So just keep that in mind, that you don't want to resonate in fear or anger. You want to be aware of, if you're the type of person that gets worried easily, you probably shouldn't even be watching TV. I mean, I barely ever watch any TV, and the thing that's been really surprising to me is how many people that I've noticed that don't notice the Mandela effect changes watch a lot of TV. And that, even people that I thought for sure would see the Mandela effect changes watch a lot of TV, and it's made me wonder if there's some type of subliminal programming. Subliminal messages have been going on for half a century at least, and so they could be planning things, 24 frames a second. It's not hard to slip something in there that your subconscious sees and you don't see it. And the fact that so many people don't see these changes makes me wonder if they are slipping something in there, because I don't watch it hardly ever. And like I said, people who seem to be okay with things happening and not noticing it do watch a lot of TV. So is there a relationship there? I'm not really sure. But I chose this image here with Daniel and the lion's den, a digital painting I created, because this is one of those situations then I think most of us will be just freaking the hell out if we were thrown down into a lion's den. But Daniel here, one of my Old Testament heroes, he was always humble, but then cool as the other side of your pillow, and so I always enjoyed the stories of Daniel. And I had a dream a few months back where that came to mind with this video. That's why I'm creating it. Where I had gone to pick somebody up on this motorcycle, and we were like on the way back to meet up with all these other people, my family included, who were leaving out on this horseback riding trip. And I'm going down this rocky path, and I see them leaving to come up the hill on the horses, so I knew we were just showing up just in the nick of time, and I had to slow down going down the hill because it's kind of unstable. I didn't want to run into the horses and stuff. But anyway, we get to the bottom of the hill, it opens up, and there's this, sort of this clearing surrounded by trees with like a body of water to the right, like a lake or a big pond or something, And my passenger gets off, I turn off the motorcycle, and as soon as the sound of the motorcycle quits, I hear these bees all swarming around, And I feel one on the back of my neck, and I kind of lightly brush it off. And I remember specifically thinking, I haven't got stung yet, so I don't want to freak out. They might sense my fear and all, attack me. And just then I hear the water to the right, and I look over, and the passenger was coming up out of the water, and this water was just running over his face, down his head, and he kind of had his head down, and I said, did it work? And he looks up, and the water's running off, and he's all swollen and grotesque looking, and he's like, no, and it kind of jolted me awake, but it's kind of a freaky dream. So anyway, that dream came to mind again. And then I wasn't even going to mention the fact that a lot of people say, our negative energy feeds negative entities. They actually feed off of, the fear and the anger and the worry that we're sitting there resonating in. I wasn't even going to bring that part up. And then I get a message from one of my viewers, Mary. She says, "Fear is food for evil. Stay positive and joyful. We are awake and choose God." It's like, all right, so I'll mention it. It's just one of those non-time related synchronicities, confirmations that, hey, you better mention this because it's important. So just be aware if you're watching TV and they show something crazy like Independence Day, spaceships coming through and they're like the Earth's being attacked and stuff, until you've got a spaceship shooting a beam down at you over your house, or who knows what they're going to bring out. But just fear not. Peace be with you. Don't resonate in fear and worry. Just be excited at the coming changes. And really, like JFK said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. You really have nothing to fear. And if you think about it, say you're going down in an airplane, for instance, right? It's going to crash. It's like going like 45 degrees down in an angle. You're going to die like instantly, right? Why scream for 30 seconds? This is a once in a lifetime event. You might as well enjoy it. But anyway, yeah, and then you're making it hell for everyone else around you as you're screaming. But yeah, just something to think about there. So yeah, until the tornado's actually ripping your roof off, or you're actually getting shot by little gray men with ray guns shooting you, fear not. And that's pretty much my whole message for today. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.